So this video is about the second major experience I had with hemp oil, which happened 2 days ago, I think. Yeah. Well, no. Wait, no. It was on Sunday. So 3 days ago. So this was interesting because I tried to while I was on Thanksgiving vacation at home, I tried to kind of recreate the same deal that happened last week. I stuffed myself. I took a slightly larger than usual dose of hemp oil, and then 15 minutes later I drank a glass of milk. Basically everything that happened the first time. I got nothing. A mild high that came on while I was sleeping. That was it. The night I got home, the night I got back to Tacoma, to Lakewood, I took another dose. 2 hours later, it hit me again. This one wasn't as strong as the first one, but it was pretty crazy. I was working with the elements in a sort of cleansing ritual, I think, and it was still strong enough to make me feel like I was literally possessed by the four elements, particularly water. At the beginning, they were moving me through forms of movements specific to each element. It was like a different form for each. And I even noted several movements I made during water to be extremely similar to Tai Chi. I remembered certain movements from my Tai Chi classes a while back, even though I barely could remember any of them right now. And I think the movements of Tai Chi greatly resemble water. They very they're very good at symbolizing water, because those basically the movements I was being pushed and pulled through. There was an energy field around me that was moving my body for me, and I mean I could move my body manually if I wanted to, but I just let it happen. And as long as I kept my limbs loose and relaxed, they just moved by themselves. After I'd gone through the four elements, accumulating their energies within my body, I formed a globe of energy, and I could literally feel my hands forming it. I could feel the globe in between my hands. I could press into it and feel the pressure to an insane degree. It wasn't, just like a slight breeze or anything. It was like trying to push into a inflatable ball. So after I created the globe, I, for some reason, stuck it on my head, like an old-fashioned diving helmet. I like put it over my head, like that. And as it slid over my face down to my neck, I could feel the immense pressure around my head, as though I was underwater. And it even took me a minute to get used to breathing inside of it. And I think the reason I decided to stick it over my head was so I wouldn't have to concentrate on it during the cleansing. So then I laid down on my bed, and I had fire start burning all the blockages in my body, particularly in my right leg, because I've recently come to believe that, and I've had this theory before, that the shield, or the major blockage, uh, physically, it is located in my right leg on the physical plane. Um, so, yeah, after fire came water. It shot down my leg like a freaking fire hose and started pushing the broken down energy out of my leg. And this took several minutes, and my leg didn't like it very much. The, the block, it kept, the blockage was hanging on for dear life. So, and and the farther down it went down my leg, the more my leg started spasming and stiffening up. Um, um, so after loosening it enough, I had it sent into the globe over my head, where it was buried. Uh, and then I pulled the globe off my head and sent it away to dispose of any negative energies. To dispose of the negative energies. This, of course, was after a last-minute all-around check for blockage, and then I fell asleep. I think that each of the after I learned about, or after I went through this, I realized that I think each of the base elements can teach us how to develop a different aspect of ourselves, because it became painfully obvious to me that each of them had their own form of movements to teach me, and at the time I could understand how the movements corresponded to the different aspects of each element. Uh, and it was obvious that they had a consciousness. Like I said, I felt possessed by a conscious being. And at the same time, I knew that it was water, or fire, or air, or earth. Excuse me. Much like ayahuasca, although each one felt somewhat different, like they were projecting different emotions. While ayahuasca was projecting love, water felt more like full inner peace. Like full inner peace. I don't think I've ever felt that much, like, I guess for lack of a better term, inner peace in my life. And then after that, Earth. I went through Earth. Earth was like a fully grounded sense of confidence. And fire was passion, desire. Less for intimacy and more for just life. Just for life itself. It had a very, very, very strong passion for just living. And then air, I can only describe as the feeling I would assume like a bird feels the first time it flies. Like they could go anywhere, be anything, total, absolute freedom. I only wish I could remember the movements I went through that night. Because after going through those movements, I feel like I realized it's like Tai Chi isn't the only form that corresponds to an element, or the movements of Tai Chi aren't the only movements that correspond to an element. There's movements, forms that correspond to earth, fire, air, and they correspond perfectly if my feelings were accurate, which I'm pretty sure they were. So yeah, I have a new respect for the elements now, and I hope to actually learn a lot more from them later on when I learn more about the occult. So, anyway, that was the last experience up till now. So I'll keep you updated.